Boa noite, boa noite. Good evening to all. Can you guys please check if my audio is okay? I managed to put the microphone closer to my mouth. I guess it should be a little bit louder. I hope so. Good evening, everyone. Let's see if the YouTube sent the message. I guess it did. Yes. Okay, good evening to all. We are live. If you guys could please check if the audio is fine. Good evening, Saulo. Thank you for being here. Could you please check if the audio is okay? Hello, Michelle. Good evening to all. Could you guys please confirm if the audio is fine? Today it's supposed to be a little bit louder because I managed to put the microphone closer to my mouth. It's a lapel microphone, but I'm wearing a balaclava here and I managed to put the microphone holding very close to my mouth so it can be louder. So it's 6:31 p.m. I'm gonna wait a couple more minutes before we get started, but today it's gonna be a free topic. And of course, in a few minutes, I'm gonna start with the usual warnings that I give to all of you, so we can start our chat. Okay, thank you, Alexandre. Today is Monday, March 30th, so the last day of the month, right? Tomorrow it's gonna be April 1st. It's the day of lies, right? The lying day. I don't know. We have this thing in Brazil where people are gonna start telling a lot of lies tomorrow, right? So guys, today I think it's my first chat after the crisis, after the quarantine period. So we are gonna talk a little bit about that, a little bit how things are working here in my city, Brasilia, the capital of the country. It's one of the main focus of the spreading of the disease, I believe. The Fool's Day, yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know if it's just in Brazil that has this celebrated date, or you have in the US or in Europe as well. I guess it does. I guess it has abroad also. Anyway, guys, let's get started here with the usual warnings that I give. Today is Monday, March 30th. Let me introduce myself. Uh, the one speaking to you guys, it's me, Marcelo. I am the consultant for the area hashtag Vai Lá e Fala, which is the place we are here to practice languages. And usually the chats they are all in English, right? So today we are going to be talking a little bit about the Corona crisis, the quarantine period, and of course it's a free topic. You guys can ask me anything, okay? And like I always tell you about, we have uh, this place here in Bastter.com, Anjos da Bastter, Angels of Bastter.com, where we have some donations projects that I'd like to talk to you guys if you guys are interested. The first one here, uh, it's a project where we raise money to help this judo athlete of 16 years old. It's 15 here, but now she's already 16, and to train and to compete um, all over Brazil and in the future all over the world as well. And this is a project that I am the manager, and we help her how with costs for training and traveling for competitions. The second one, it's a new topic that Basta created in this period of quarantine, and there are ways to help people during this period, where you can give a higher tip for the delivery boys, and anyway, those kind of things. The project of Ação Resgatinhos da Ju is a project where we help cats and dogs from the street and to take care of them, sending food and medical supplies, those kind of stuff. This World Community Grid, I read a little bit before, but I don't have all the details, but you guys can check it out later. Uh, this investment fund here, we managed to pay for the education for two kids, young kids, for the year of 2020. And Basel already announced that next year we wanna pay for the school for four kids. So it's gonna be a continuation of this project for next year as well. And the last one, it's a project that we donate books for a library in a public school in Paraná. Okay, so this is the area of angelsofbasel.com. If you guys have any interest in those projects, just check it out here. Okay, so let's get back here to the chat. Uh, yeah, Alexandre is saying that April 1st is international, the Fool's Day or the Days of the Lies, right? Alfonso said that in Hong Kong they have. Do you live in Hong Kong, Alfonso? Uh, Not really. Since our chat, you're asking if you can make questions in Portuguese. No, we are here to practice another language. So since our chat today is in English, I'll ask you to address all the questions in English so we can practice. Okay? But feel free to ask about anything. And if you live in Hong Kong, can you please just confirm that? And okay, awesome. You can talk a little bit how is it with the news of this coronavirus, this crisis there in Hong Kong, because everything began in China, right? And started spreading all over the world. So guys, this is my first chat uh, during the quarantine period, because last Monday I was very sick. Uh, I had suspicious that I maybe got the coronavirus because it was a very strong flu, and I have some allergies that I was a little bit more worried when I got this flu. And but the good news is that I didn't have shortness of breath, so in that part it was okay. My throat was bad, my nose was a little bit obstructed, but the most important thing is that I had a fever, and usually when I have these flus, this allergies. Usually, I don't have fever, so it was a news for me. That's why I got a little bit worried. I went to the hospital here, a particular one, to have me tested because I knew that over there they were testing for coronavirus. But since they didn't have enough kits and they were just saving for the most important cases and emergencies for the elderly people, the doctor he didn't want to test me. He just told me to be in isolation in my home, and that's what I did for uh, like 4 days in a row. I guess I was just inside the room, and whenever I left the room was just to go to the bathroom. And my wife was making all of the food, and anyway, and I was in isolation in the room. And after 3 days, I guess I managed to call to a lab here in Brasilia that it's pretty famous. It's called Sabin Labs. It's from here from Brasilia, but it's a very big lab that makes exams. So I was tested for corona, and it was negative. Okay, they made a nasal swab to collect uh, secretion from my nose, right? And they tested and it was negative. So it was a relief because I am with almost a newborn baby here, and my mother-in-law is here as well. She's a little bit older, and we have these risks involved, right? So uh, this is why I didn't make the chat last Monday. Just a second, guys. And also, so here in Brasilia, the governor decreed like the emergency state, like the quarantine period, to everybody to stay at home, right? So we are here with hashtag stay home, which is very important. A lockdown, right? And of course, it's not a complete lockdown because we have supermarkets, they are open, right? Drugstores, pet shops that sells uh, medication, medication for pets, right? What else? Construction stores, they are also open, right? And padarias, right? Uh, I'm I'm not sure how. What is the name for padaria in English? It it flew here. Maybe cafe bistro, stuff like that. Come on, come on. Bakery, yes. Okay, so bakeries they are also grocery grocery stores, little markets, right? So they are all open. It's not forbidden to leave the house, but of course, everyone needs to stay home because the spread of this virus is very it's easy, right? It moves very fast. The only way to delay this contamination is staying at home. So that's what everybody's trying to do and try to work from home, right? Home office. A lot of people they are doing that. So maybe we can talk a little bit about it. Yes, bakery. Thank you, guys. Uh, so Gabriel is asking, the economy will be very affected if the lockdown stays for longer than 1 month. We already going to 15 days. Uh, oh, Julian is saying to connect the battery cable. Yes, it's done. So guys, yes, it's definitely a very big hit for the economy because everything is closed, right, guys? So you can think about the restaurants. all the employees that you have in the restaurant, people from the kitchen and the waiters. You have the people that do services, so any kind of service they also stopping. Of course, I have some reforms to do here in my house. For example, in the ceiling, something that the last big rain that happened here messed up with the ceiling here in my house, and I want to make a reform here. So, but I can't do that right now, right? Because anyway, we gotta stay at home. So all the chambers of the economy are being affected, right? And now it's the time for people to reinvent themselves. We all know that the delivery services increased, increased, right? And also the drive-throughs as well. Uh, all Many restaurants that didn't have delivery services now they are having the drive-throughs. The bakeries as well, right? The bakeries, the supermarkets, they are with delivery services now and drive-through. And because anyway, people gotta make money somehow, right? I'm gonna give you an example of myself as with the home office. And first of all, uh, in general, I was just worried regarding my family, of course. The first thing that I gotta think of. I wasn't worried about the market because since I follow the Bastter philosophy in general, I was okay with my investments. I knew that this kind of crash would happen someday, and it did right now. So in general, with my investments, no worries there. But the thing regarding my family, the first thing I knew that I wasn't be able to do exercises. I didn't start doing exercise at home. I know I had to do it, but I didn't start it. But anyway, to talk about the home office, I have types, four types of income. Um, okay, five types if considering my wife. Considering my wife. So, first of all, my wife is in maternity leave, so no problems with the salary there. Okay, so here we are covered. The first one and the most important, I'm a public employee. I'm a public employee, and I'm working from my home. And here, guys, no problems here with the salary because so far people are talking about a 20% cut down. I don't know if it's gonna happen, but anyway, maybe it could happen. But to be honest, I don't know if it will, but it could happen. Okay, but people there are talking about 20% cut down. Of course, it's gonna be bad, but anyway, if it happens, patience. We are here just to take care of our family and try to take care of the others around us and hope this would go away. So this is the number one. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Just a second. This is the number one. The number one here. Uh, Number two. Number three, guys. I do services for an engineering company and Caixa Econômica. Caixa Econômica Federal for uh, a data center of Caixa Econômica Federal. So also, since it's a data center, it's a critical place, and these services continue. It is a consulted by distance, but sometimes I gotta go to the to do the preventive activities activities. But now the preventive activities are suspended, and we are here with just the emergency calls. So if happens an emergency over there, I gotta go to help in the data center. So this is the third type of income that I do have. The other one here in Bastter.com, and of course it continues with the consulting and live chats. And now we are gonna begin with more chats during the week. Yes, it was a request of the subscribers and of Bastter. So we are gonna have 2 chats each week or more for each consultant. And the last one uh, is my lectures as a financial educator, and this one is uh, suspended as well. So number 5 here, I don't have any income. So these 5 types of income that I have here in my family. So it's something that of course, I prepare myself, stuff that I worked a lot for that, me and my wife. So if anything like this would happen, we didn't suffer much, right? Of course, I lost one of the incomes, and but I managed to keep the other ones. So this is a very, I guess this is the most important thing in a crisis. You have types of income diversification, right? It's something very important. And emergency fund, emergency reserve, it's something very important because you're gonna be okay to take care of your family. And of course you can start helping other people with donations, uh, higher tips for the delivery boys. uh, if the girl that the cleaning lady, you can give an extra payment for the cleaning lady, because maybe she used to attend 3 families or 2 families, and now she's attending only one. Everyone's gonna have a decrease in their income. So it's time to help everybody, and of course stay home, right? So let's see here. We have some in the chat. So Gabriel is asking if I bought any stock in the crash. If you could tell us which one, I will buy BBS soon. So Gabriel, let's talk a little bit about it, and then we go to the comments of Afonso. The crisis, I believe, started. The big crash. The big crash was in March 90th, I guess. It was the first. Yes, it was a Monday. No, it was the first one. So it was the day for me to buy my stocks of the month according to the Bastter system. So in that week, yes, I bought some stocks. I bought some stocks and uh, treasury bonds, because that's what the Bastter system told me to do. And I guess on the 10th, when the home broker was a little bit quieter, and I bought the stocks that the Bastter system told me to. And a week later, I bought some treasury bonds also, because the Bastter system told me to. So the stocks that I bought, it really doesn't matter for you. It only matters to me. and I followed the plan in the Buster system. I didn't cut any corners, right? Um, I didn't so far. I didn't have to use my emergency fund, but I will. I'm gonna have to buy some vaccines for my baby because I'm not gonna to get out of the house. So to the lab, come to my house like a delivery uh, to deliver the vaccine. I gotta pay for that, so that's uh, I'm gonna use the emergency fund for that. But I do have an emergency fund that I think it's enough for my family, and I'm very with a peaceful mind about it. Uh, Gabriel, you are saying that you are gonna buy BBS soon. It really doesn't matter for us which stock you are gonna buy. Just follow your plan, your portfolio, okay? Stick to the plan that you made in the Bastter system, then you're gonna be fine, okay? So I asked to Afonso how is the crisis over there in Hong Kong. So he's saying that we have been facing this corona problem since last January. Yes, it was the beginning of it. It was okay to deal with. The authorities did a very good job implementing some restrictions, like partial, the home office, and etc. But we never had a full lockdown in Hong Kong. The number of cases on the first wave was under control until middle of March, when the second wave, that's how they are calling. Okay, I think uh, it's a good name to give it. So the number of cases start to increase again, but most of the cases are imported cases. So now the border is closed for all non-residents, even through residents that are coming from. Yes, we have these two kind of problems, right? To close the borders, we know that China, Hong Kong especially, I believe, uh, have one of the major airports in Asia. Definitely, it's a place where you have a lot of landings and flights, right? So to close the border, it's a very difficult thing, but a very important thing to do. Abroad need to go for a mandatory quarantine for 2 weeks. We need to wear a bracelet that is attached to an app where the authorities can track where you are. You feel like a prisoner. Yes, of course, we know that China it's a very restricted country in some in many ways very much different from Brazil. But in this kind of situation, of course, it's an invasion of privacy, those kind of stuff. But in this type of situation of crisis, maybe it's better, it's easier to contain the spread of the disease, I guess, right? So let's try to look at this as a good thing. Anyway, because the important thing is it's to delay the spread of the disease, right? So you're a pilot working for a local company, and this month they grounded all planes until further notice. Okay, so interesting. You are a pilot. So Afonso, are you? I don't know how the labor policy is in China. Probably they'd have none, but is your income completely related to how many flights you make? And are you gonna receive an income from the company or no? If you don't work, you don't receive. You're gonna be without salary for the next in the next few weeks. You're gonna live just from your emergency fund, I believe. If you can explain that, please, it's gonna be interesting. Because here in Brazil, we the government is trying to make some measures, right? Because the companies they are all closed, but of course you have the employees, and the employees they have families. Uh, anyway, the economy they are completely stopped, right? Uh, and maybe the government is trying to create some financial help to the small companies so they can keep continue to pay their employees, and so people can have money to buy food, right, guys? That's the most important thing. uh, anyway, this is very since this crisis it's not just economic, but involves public health. I think it's the most important one in the last 200 years, I guess. Anyway, so Alfonso, I hope you understand the question that I made. If you about your income, if you can talk a little bit to us. And guys, if you have any other questions about anything, I'm here for you. And probably, I guess my next chat, it's gonna be my next chat. It's gonna be on Wednesday. I don't know the time yet, but I'll try to manage that. And the next chat, guys, we are gonna talk a little bit about the companies. I'm gonna start with the rating, with the Bastter rating, the Brazilian ones. Each week, I'm gonna talk about the 10 first companies of the rating, and the other one we are gonna talk for the stocks. So next chat, I'm gonna talk very fast about those companies, like making a simulation of the annual analysis of those companies. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about how I would analyze WEG, Itaú, Rene. We are gonna talk about those 10 companies here, and the other in the other chat we are gonna talk about the first 10 companies in the rating for the investments abroad. Okay, guys. So, so here we are gonna talk about those ones as well. I'm not gonna prepare anything. This is gonna be a real simulation how I would analyze those companies if they were in my portfolio and if I would be captain to invest in those companies after the year, right? That's what we are gonna be doing in the next chat. So Alexandre is saying we need to save the air companies, the government, right? Actually, we have Alphonse say that we have a labor law, but Hong Kong is special administrative area, so it means we have our own regulation independent from mainland China. Okay. Yes, Alexandre is saying that in general, the air companies, the airlines, they have a bad administration, right? A lot of debt. Yes, usually they are like that. And if the government is gonna help them, it's just gonna be money from away anyway. It's a a public policy very difficult to imagine, I guess. Try to up the microphone again, Henderson. The microphone it's in the best place that it could be, but maybe it's the battery of the microphone. Okay, this is gonna be the last chat with this battery. And on the next chat, I'm gonna be with a new battery as well, and probably it would be better. I'm not sure, but anyway, it's I always ask you guys to use earplugs, headphones, because it helps in the listening. Okay. So guys, if you have any other questions, I'm here for you. But if not, today it's gonna be a shorter chat. Uh, but we can talk about anything. If you guys have any other questions for me, I'll be here for just a couple of more minutes. And I see you next. Let me confirm it. It was going to be next Wednesday at 9 p.m., but I just received an email by James. He said that in this schedule, it won't be possible. Um, So guys, I believe I'm gonna try. So next Wednesday, I'm gonna try to do at 2 p.m. Okay, 2 p.m. I'm gonna try to do this chat. I'm gonna try to schedule with James here, but it could be anytime. Uh, but 2 p.m. it's a good time for me, and it's a different time. Maybe if you guys are available, we are gonna be talking about the companies, okay? Like an annual analysis of those companies. So guys, if you have any other questions, so Alfonso is saying we have a minimum wage. Our salary has a guaranteed pay until 50 flight hours. Above 50 flight hours, we start to earn more money per every flight hour. Okay, interesting. The guaranteed wage is good. Okay. What's the name of the company that you work for? If you could tell us. Uh, so Victor is asking, can I suggest a broker to buy North American stocks? Victor, I'm gonna talk about the ones that we already have the tutorial here, okay? So let's come here in FAQ, okay? So we have tutorial to open an account in Charles Schwab, tutorial to open an account in Interactive Broker, and tutorial to open an account in Score Priority, and to open an account in TD Ameritrade. So guys, the only uh, so here in I guess the only one that requires a minimum money to begin with, it's the Interactive Broker. I guess I think you need to have 10,000. It's not saying here, but let's see here if it says if you need a minimum money. So yes, so Charles Schwab requires a minimum deposit of 25K, so it is a lot. So Charles Schwab, minimum deposit of 25K, right? Uh, Interactive Broker, Interactive Broker, it's 10K, I believe. Uh, so Interactive Broker none, zero. But you have uh, bro broker costs. I never heard of this one, Score Priority. I think people ask in this month, and Woya managed to create this tutorial, but I have no comments on this one. Let's see if it has a minimum deposit to begin with. Uh, so the minimum it's 2,500. So Score Priority, minimum deposit of 2.5K of US, and the TD Ameritrade. So, uh, Victor, you can't be very peaceful about those four because they are the fours that Bastter.com talks about. So all of them for sure, it's gonna be a good one for you. Okay. Now you have to decide about those characteristics here. Since the drive rev is no longer attending the small investor, right? I have one. There is a very famous one, Avenue Securities, that I heard a bad feedback from them. Okay, I've seen some bad feedback in murals. Okay, in forums that talks about investing abroad. So I wouldn't go with this Avenue Securities. Okay, a bad feedback by customers say that technical support it's not good. They are impolite. So that's what I have to say about the brokers abroad. All right. Uh, but this month they put all pilots on annual leave. Oh, okay, so like a vacation, yes. So Ricardo is asking, good evening. Was you that did the live talking about the retirement in GDF? Can you do one like that one with pros and cons about the anniversary FGTS? Thank you. Ricardo, yes, it was me who talked about the retirement in Distrito Federal government. Uh, I'm not sure if you were the one who asked me that some other day, and I'm gonna say the same thing that I said on the other day. I'm not sure what you mean about what I should talk about the anniversary of the FGTS. Okay, I think I told you to you can come here vai lá e fala em assuntos gerais, general matters, and oh shoot, I wasn't supposed to do that. Let me go back to just a second. You can open a topic here. You can mark my name, okay, and you can mark my name here and ask about this anniversary of GTS. I really don't know what it means. Okay, if you are asking how you should use the money that you receive from the FGTS. I'm not sure what it means. Okay, if you could explain it better over there, you can open the topic in Portuguese, no problem there. I try to understand what is really that you want to talk about because like this you were asking about the anniversary of FGTS. I really don't know what it means. Afonso, can you say again when is the next chat? Probably next Wednesday at 2 p.m. Okay. It's but of course when I have the confirmation by the Bastter.com administration, I'm gonna open a topic here to confirm this. Okay, but probably Wednesday at 2 p.m. Yuri is asking, how is this class about? It's a free topic, Yuri. We are talking about random things, but usually regarding the corona crisis that we are having all over the world, right? But it's a free topic. You can ask anything. And it is in English because we are in the section of Vai Lá e Fala that we are here to practice languages. So Victor is thinking, at the moment I have an account open with the Giro, but I'm not sure about them. I'll check the ones you have on the site. Victor, it's very important to understand that in general, the the broker doesn't make any difference. Okay, if you already have an account over there, if you already are buying stocks through this broker, and you have no problems, so just stick with it. Okay, just stay there because, and of course, you gotta have. If you already have how to send the money from there, you have no problem in that. The broker doesn't make any difference. Okay. Afonso is asking why Drive Wealth is changing their accounts to Avenue. They decided to abandon the services because the Drive Wealth, they have like two guidance of services. They they were a broker. They were a broker to regular people. We can say that pessoa física. Let's put it this way, okay? And they also uh, have services to other brokers, technical support and intermediaries, okay? Intermediary services to other brokers, to other brokers. So they decided to finish with this one, okay? They decided to finish with this one to attend regular people to buy stocks in the stock market, and they are intermediary services to other brokers, and they are going to continue only with this one. So they won't be able to attend regular people now, and they probably have a partnership with Avenue Securities, and that's why they are making this migration. Okay, that's it. Uh, so just to be clear, uh, if you have an account in DW, they are gonna be migrating to Avenue Securities automatically. And of course, uh, until April, until April 23rd, uh, you can inform Drive Wealth that you have an account in another broker of your choosing, okay, and you can make the migration to there with no costs, okay, no costs with the migration migration process. So guys, Fernando is asking why is everyone chatting in English. So Fernando, let me introduce here. We are in the chat of the area Vai Fala. I'm the consultant Marcelo, and here is a place where we are here to study other languages. Okay, and so in general, all the chats they are in English. So that's why we ask people to address everyone in English, so we can practice listening, speaking, writing, and reading, of course. So that's why. So guys, thank you very much for your participation. Okay. My next chat probably it's gonna be Wednesday at 2 p.m. and I'll see you then. Okay. Thank you very much. I'm gonna be here just a couple more minutes if you have any other questions. And my last advice, of course, is stay home. Stay home, guys. And keep keep studying in Bastter.com. Okay? We are here for you guys. Anything you need, as long as in my reach, in my knowledge, we are here for you. So stay home. So Alfonso is saying, but I'm not sure why, because I did my application with DW with my Hong Kong social security number and address, they haven't changed, or they will not change it. Uh, Afonso, maybe they are, I don't know, but maybe they are not to crowd so much the migration process. Maybe they are going to countries. Maybe they started in the US and then with the uh, and now and this month in April they are in Latin American countries. Maybe they are in Europe, and in May they can go to Asia. I'm not sure. How regular people can buy treasury bonds on the US through the broker. Okay, I know that Drive Wealth didn't have this. I believe that Drive Wealth didn't have this future uh, to buy treasury bonds, but on these ones here, for example, interactive brokers, uh, the broker supplies the access to many stocks, including REITs, ADRs. and OTC assets, ETFs, and uh, fixed income bonds in stock markets all over the world. So it's through the broker. Okay, so the Interactive Broker, the Charles Schwab, and the TD Ameritrade, they are bigger. They are bigger companies. So you can buy treasury bonds through those companies. Okay. Um, so I was answering the question that Daniel made. Oh, okay. So Alfonso say that Drive Wealth also supplies the possibility to buy treasury bonds. I didn't know that. Okay. So guys, thank you very much for your participation, okay, and collaboration. And stay home, okay? Be safe. Uh, be with your family, okay? Always try to help the others, and we are gonna overcome this crisis, okay? The best possible way. And be safe. Thank you very much. Until next Wednesday.